That's number one. Rest is all, when you come to that, it is more of a software and electronics.
Hence the BMS becomes important.
And that's where the BMS becomes important. See, the remote monitor, when you talk about it, but what the BMS is going to tell is how by this set of 400 batteries, they're going to behave over a period of time. You need to keep on monitoring that. I mean, I can share you that article if you give me a mail ID about that Excite, the site data, and they have analyzed the battery cells after 8 years of working. They have given the analysis what the product design is, how the lead acid can withstand 800, 8 years of service life without a single cell failure. Okay, that's what I call it a manufacturing. The manufacturing is, that's where we need to go. See, up to now, as a battery manufacturer, we are only trying to look at it, how do I make inverter battery?
And certain concepts like cell balancing and all which have come after the lithium ion has come. There is something known as active cell balancing and passive cell balancing. So these concepts introduced by the lithium ion has also to be adopted by the lead acid. And if you can cut off at the proper state of charge, or the step of discharge, depth of discharge, So when you cut off at a proper depth of discharge and you do the cell balancing, automatically using a BMS, then it's very easy. The only problem with the BMS for lead acid is specific gravity also is a very important factor. And as of now, it becomes very difficult to find out the specific gravity.
Actually, there are certain sensors available which measure the specific gravity, convert into electrical signal, and feed it to BMS.
Yeah, but then with the floats and everything.
Yeah. The sensor is provided onto the cell.
The SBS one? SBS, no? But they're very costly.
Yeah, see,
SBS is very costly. Yeah.
When the usage,
we want something which is practical, economical, and feasible, because only if something is practical, it's possible to do it. Once you are only depending on SBS, then I think...
No, that's where my point is come. When you're manufacturing, you try to invest in your manufacturing processes. The only thing, if I had to really bring it down, it's going to come to your plate quality and the plate thickness and the plate weights. Okay, as long as you are able to control that one. See, we don't talk about it. When you go to measurement of each plate, it is going to invest a lot of time. You can't do it manually when you're running at a very, very high production rates. That's where you need to use the statistical techniques. You talk about the machine capability, process capabilities. That's where your manual, the employees you employ, they play a very important role in controlling the product.
Here, as far as plate weights are concerned, what happens is when, because of the sulfation, the plate weights also vary. So that becomes a challenge when you go only by plate weights, because a plate which is sulfated to say 60% and something to 70%.
No. What I'm talking is, if let's say I'm talking about a set of 12 batteries, if you take a 12 volt monoblock, I have 12 multiplied by 6, I have 72 cells. Now question is, how much 72 cells have been manufactured? How these 72 cells, both positive plate, negative plate, what is the variation available in that? As a group, I need to consider. So that's where my plate weights are important. So if these 12 batteries are subjected to same charge and discharge, the effect of sulfation is going to be minimum from cell to cell. You understand?
That is when you're forming it.
No, we're forming a usage also.
Yeah.
See, this is one part I'm talking with respect to plate weights. Also the formation, the temperature is very, very key, and how I am doing it. See, a lot of people, we don't really pay importance to formation. Let me be very frank, because I spent almost a decade in consultancy stuff. I visited most of the plants available, but a lot of things needs an improvement. That's a technology. See, today the formation setups have become so advanced. They're able to measure the temperature at the cell and exactly form the way we want. The formation algorithms are different. The
Invertech.
No, Invertech I'm talking about, that is too expensive for our talking about it. But on a traditional water bath formation, there is a leaps and bounds the technology is advanced. We need to really embrace that, We no longer can say that, मैं रात को छोड़ दिया कल सुबह आके देख लूंगा. No, they don't work. Battery do work. I'm saying lead acid is one system where anybody can make a battery, it works for 1 year. We are not talking about that. And this gathering is not necessary if somebody wants to make a battery to work for 12 months. You make any place recipe, any container, any plate thickness battery. We are talking about, like Sukumaran said, we are talking about 900 cycles. Is it beyond? In this, we are talking about if somebody wants to change every battery every 2 years, no BESS will come. We are talking about 8 to 10 years of life there and actual usage. How does it come? The batteries have demonstrated. For example, power plants, we use a flooded tubular batteries. They work for 20 years there.
Yeah.
They don't replace. How is it possible? People were making this battery. But only thing is, we should not have shortcuts in manufacturing,
Yeah.
process controls. What is told, this is exactly to be done, we need to do that one. Because we don't really look at it. Few things in manufacturing. One is the temperature. For lead acid, temperature is God. If that has to be controlled at that temperature, you need to do that. Number two is the thickness. Third one is the density. You go by this, I am very sure all of us can make very good batteries. I'm not saying we're not making, we can make much better batteries. Number two, do not compromise on quality. Again, I'm telling you, especially in exports. We know, I think 2 years back I was talking on this. I know a lot of customers who do not want to buy certain brand batteries because they cut open their battery, they found all sorts of nonsense things inside. Okay, we are not here. We want to establish India as an export house for batteries.
Yeah.
So that's where the quality is important and the future is going to be great for lead acid. Let me tell you, last time I was talking about whether lithium can replace lead acid. Still my answer is no as of today. I do provide consultancy lithium by a very short, very small way because the only thing is we don't produce cells here. The day cell manufacturing is established in India, then we can revisit that particular one. See, any manufacturing, any product has its own niche presence available. Lithium will be used in where its strength is, but it cannot replace lead acid. Thank you.
That's